Hi everyone, welcome to Keep Calm and Crochet. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet this cute little popping mushroom. For this tutorial you're going to need plush yarn in 2 different colors. I've gone for the red and cream classic combination. I'm going to be working this with a 5.5mm crochet hook. In addition to this you're going to need 8mm security eyes, some DK black yarn for the embroidery of the mouth, stitch marker, darning needle, pair of scissors and a tiny bit of fiber fill. So make sure you've got all of those components. Now before you start, if you enjoy watching my tutorials, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Let's get started. We're going to start off with the red color or any color that you've chosen for the top of the mushroom. Work a slip knot, slip your hook inside and chain 2. 1, 2. Skip your first chain and work 8 single crochets in the second chain from your hook. Slip your hook in there, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through both. That's my first single crochet. Let's go ahead and work 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and here's my 8th one. Once you have your 8 single crochets, pull on this bit of yarn to eliminate the gap between your stitches. And from here we're going to start working in a spiral. To do this you're going to slip your hook in the first single crochet of your previous round and pull up a loop from there. Work your first single crochet of round 2 in here. Now I'm going to go back into that same stitch to work 1 more single crochet. When you work 2 single crochets in the same stitch, it's called an increase. I'm going to be working 8 increases in this round. So here's my second increase, third increase, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7th, and here's my 8th one. Once you worked your 8 increases, you should have a total of 16 stitches. I'm going to pull on this just to make sure that the gap is fully closed off. And now we're going to start the next round by working a single crochet in our first stitch. From here I'm going to start using a stitch marker to identify the start of my rounds. This will allow you to keep accurate stitch count. If you don't have a stitch marker, feel free to use a paper clip, scrap yarn or even a hairpin. Let's follow the single crochet on with an increase. And here's your repeat for this round. 1 single crochet followed on with an increase. And we're going to repeat that all the way around. Last 2 stitches left, so 1 single crochet followed on with an increase for the last time. And once you've done that, this brings your stitch count to 24. Let's start the next round by working a single crochet in our first stitch, stitch marker back in place, and we're going to follow the single crochet on with a single crochet in every one of these stitches all the way around. So to finish this round, you're going to need 24 single crochets. That's my 1 round of single crochets complete. Going to follow that same method 2 more times to have 3 rounds of just single crochet. So this was my first. So we're going to have another round of single crochets. And one more time, follow the same method. So single crochets in every single one of these stitches. Almost to the end, 2 more stitches left, and here we go. Now I've finished my 3 rounds of single crochet, and this is the top of our mushroom. This is what it looks like. We are now going to take the stitch marker off and work a slip stitch in the next stitch, like this. Let's go ahead and snip this yarn off, pull it out of the stitch and pull this down to secure this in place. We're now going to take our darning needle threaded with cream yarn, and let's go ahead and embroider those specks on this mushroom. So just pull this out from one stitch and go back into another, and randomly make some patterns all the way around, just little lines like this. I'm not going to be doing this in any particular order. I'm just generally making my way all the way around and making sure that the thread doesn't get pulled too much. Let's add a few more on the top as well. And there we go. Once you've done that, you're going to thread that back inside, pull this in, take it out of your darning needle and give the center 2 strands a little knot in place. So let me pull this close. And let's go ahead and tie these 2 strands in a knot right in the center. I've done 2 knots, and now I can go ahead and snip these down to a shorter size, and we can let them just sit in the middle. And the other strand, we're going to snip that down as well. And let's go ahead and take these 2 strands and tie them in a knot as well. But this one, we're going to do it gently so it doesn't get pulled too much. And that's done too. Let's grab our yarn, and we're going to now attach it to the edge of this mushroom top. So slip your hook through any of these stitches. I would urge you to stay away from where you finished, because otherwise you'll see a sudden change in color. So I'm going to slip in here, pull this through and hold on to that strand down and chain 1 and pull this down, and this creates a knot in place. Slip your hook back inside that same stitch, pull up a loop and work your first single crochet. Going to follow this on with another single crochet in the next stitch. So we have 2 single crochets in a row, and we're going to work some decreases in this round. So pull up a loop from the next 2 stitches, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 in one go. And here's your repeat for this round. We're going to work 2 single crochets, followed on with a decrease, and keep repeating that until the end of this round. And for the last time, 2 single crochets, followed on with another decrease. This brings your stitch count to 18. We're now going to continue working in spiral, so slip your hook in the first single crochet that we did in cream color and work your first single crochet here. I'm going to start using my stitch marker again to keep a track of my stitch count from here. Follow the single crochet on with a single crochet in every one of these stitches all the way around. So to finish this round, you're going to need 18 single crochets in a row. At the end of this round, stitch count is still 18. Let's start the next round by working a single crochet in our first stitch. Stitch marker back in place. And we're going to follow this on with a decrease. So pull up a loop from the next 2 stitches, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. And here's your combination for this round. 1 single crochet, followed on with a decrease. Let's work that all the way around. Single crochet, decrease, single crochet and decrease. Keep repeating it until you get to the stitch marker. And this brings your stitch count to 12. We're now going to take the stitch marker off and start our next round by working a single crochet in our first stitch. Follow the single crochet on with a single crochet in every one of these stitches all the way around. Start the next round by working 6 decreases in a row. Pull up a loop from the first 2 stitches, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 in one go. Let's get the stitch marker back in place. Here's my second decrease, third decrease, fourth decrease, fifth, and my final decrease number 6. And here we go. Now once we've finished that, we're going to start the next round, and in this round we're going to start working on increases. So this is the top of the mushroom complete, that the part that's going to pop. So from here you're going to start the next round by working an increase in the next stitch, so 2 single crochets in that same stitch. Don't forget the stitch marker. Let's go ahead and work 6 increases in here. And here's my last increase. And this brings your stitch count to 12.
Now I'm going to start the next round by working a single crochet in our first stitch. Stitch marker back in place. Follow this on with a single crochet in the next stitch and stitch after that. So we're going to be working a full round of just single crochets. To finish this round, you're going to need 12 single crochets in a row.
Let's repeat the same method 2 more times. So we're going to have 2 more rounds of just single crochet. Work a couple of stitches and put the stitch marker back in place. And for the last time, another row of single crochets. And once this is done, we're going to grab some security eyes. Now we're going to grab the eyes and we're going to be inserting those in the round that we've just finished and the round above in between the stitches there. So we're going to slip one here and keep about 2 or 3 stitches in between. So 1, 2, and I'm going to insert the next one in the stitch, the third stitch here. So let's go ahead and put the backing on if you're happy with the positioning. And from here you're going to take a tiny bit of fibre fill and we're going to gently stuff only this part. We're not going to be stuffing the top because that is not going to pop otherwise. So we're going to stuff this part up. And from here let's go ahead and work a round of decreases. So holding the fibre fill out of the way, you are going to slip your hook in the next stitch, pull up a loop, do the same with the stitch after that, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. That's my first decrease. We're going to be working 6 decreases. Here's my second decrease. Here's the third one. Fourth. Fifth. And here's my 6th decrease. Once you work your 6 decreases, you will notice that there is still a gap between the stitches. So you have 2 options at this point. You can either use a darning needle to stitch this gap up, or you are going to work 2 more decreases and work a slip stitch. I'll show you how to do that. So continue working 2 more decreases to make that gap even smaller. Here's one, and here's my last one. And once you've done that, the gap is so small that you can finish it off or close it off by working a slip stitch in the opposite stitch like this. Let's go ahead and snip this yarn off, pull it out of the stitch, pull this down to secure it in place, and now we are going to slip our hook from further away, make it come out from the stitch that we've finished in, yarn this loop onto your hook and pull this in. And we are now going to snip this extra bit off from the top. And there we go. Give this a little squeeze. And the mushroom pops perfectly like this. Because we didn't stuff this part, there's our popping mushroom. I'm going to embroider a tiny little mouth on here. And for this, thread your darning needle with some black DK yarn. You're going to hold the facing the right way, the eyes facing you. I'm going to simply insert the needle right directly underneath the eyes, like this. And we're going to make a little line that's coming through, just like that. So I'm going to slip that back in. And once I've done that, the smile is created. There we go. And from here I'm going to slip my needle back inside that same stitch, make my needle or thread a needle go through some fibre fill and come out from the starting point one more time. And from here you're going to take these 2 strands and tie them in a little knot. And slip this inside that same stitch, guide it to go through some fibre fill, come out from another side, and let's go ahead and snip this off. And when you squeeze this, that should disappear. And now we're going to get rid of that little strand by slipping a hook from further away, make it come out from that same stitch, loop that yarn onto your hook and pull this into the head. And there we go. And that finishes our little popping mushroom. Oh, how cute is that? Hope you enjoyed making this little cutie with me. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.